with Big D and Bubba.
Well, it looks like Darryl Worley to me.
Let's go.
Hello, Darryl. That's Darryl, D-A-R-R-Y-L, Darryl.
You're so tall.
The correct spelling.
That's right. He's our guest this week, y'all. Darryl Worley is our guest this week. Good to see you, man.
Man, you too. How you guys been doing?
Oh, you know.
Wonderful.
Doing the stuff we're supposed to do and some that we're not supposed to do.
That's my life story.
It's an awful, beautiful life, as you say. Hey, talk to us about that song. It's a big #1 song for you in 2004. And, this is a you knew it immediately?
Yeah, the story behind that is we had put out about 4 singles that no one ever heard, like they all went cardboard, and to try to get past Have You Forgotten? And so it was the song that did that deal for us, and it was a huge deal, man. People don't understand, what a plague it can be to have a song of that magnitude, and then you go into radio and they go, oh man, this is really good, but it ain't no Have You Forgotten? And I'm like, well, I don't write one of those every other day.
Right. But it's a song that so many people relate to, and I think that the story is, as all country songs,
and it's also great to sing along with, especially at the end. You're like, you're into it. You're like, I have an awful beautiful life.
Yes, don't we all? But I mean, one of the coolest things ever was being able to sit down and pen that with Harley Allen. And he was fighting cancer at the time we wrote it, and didn't have a good prognosis. He said, "But I'm going to live till we get that first check, and I'm prove to you that we're going to make some money with this." And he did it. He did it. So yeah, it's very cool.
Darryl Worley is our guest this week. Love Darryl. He's a how's the farm going, man? I like keeping up with you online. You have to today we're digging a well.
It never ends. It really doesn't. I tell people, they said, what have you been up to? I said, all I do is work. I said, I get off the tour bus, go home, get on a tractor or whatever, and so, but I can't complain, man. My wife's got those little furry miniature cows that she loves to mess with. And
she has the Highland cows?
She does.
The Highland cow.
She crosses them with it's just crazy.
Are you Sally breeding and all that?
She sells them, and it's just insane what people
Does she sell them or do you sell them?
No, she does. I mean,
she's in charge of all this.
Yes. Yeah. She that's her thing. She started it, came up with it, Now, if I can pitch in and help her, I'll do whatever. But it's, and I do a lot of stuff at the farm to keep her operation rolling. But I mean, people are like, "Has she got how much for that?" And I told her, I said, "This is not going to make you any money. You can't eat them." And she goes, "People don't want to eat these.
They want to do their hair."
I'm like, "You can't eat these. They're not big enough.
They're too cute. Besides the size, they're too cute."
When I'm thinking about beef, I don't look at their face.
Darryl Worley's joining us this week, and hey, take us back with 2005. If Something Should Happen, song you didn't write, but performed it, and boy, you've got to get stories from people backstage on this song.
It's a very, very cool song, man. I'll tell you what, you did say. You said I didn't write it. They brought it to me. It was in one of those Garth Brooks packages, like this real progressive country ballad feel, and I told him, I said, man, this may be the most country record I've ever made, and I don't think it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So I took it home that night, started messing with it with my guitar. I called Moose back. Moose Brown was one of those co-writers, and I said, try this. And it's like, you remember Glenn Campbell's Gentle on My Mind?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I said, this is how I'm feeling this song if you want it on this record. And he sat down with his guitar and he goes, oh my God, I like it better.
Oh, wow.
And so that's how that became.
So you completely changed the arrangement and you put your stamp on it.
And they loved it. They were so cool about it. And I said, I don't want to change a single word, but I said this, or chord. It's exactly how they wrote it. But I just said, this feel right here will go great with the rest of this project. And then there are a lot of people, especially, early in the song, it talks about Camp Lejeune, and a lot of the military guys will connect with that thing. And powerful video. It was a good run. That song was a good song to have in the repertoire. We haven't been doing it live, and we're getting ready to put it back in the show. It's so strong.
Darryl Worley is our guest this week. A lot of your songs are patriotic, kind of working class, the struggles of everyday kind of living, and I think so many people relate to it. Is that why you prefer it? Because it'd be a lot easier to stick with trucks and tailgates and heartbreak.
It's just, well, yeah. So all that substance, I don't know if I can handle. But.
Are you glad to see that era go away?
Yes, I'm so excited, man. And I mean, I was the guy that said, we'll never go back to the real stuff. It's just a thing of the past, and I think I'm seeing it happen. People are, they were right. It may take 20, 25 years, but it'll come around.
Everything is cyclical, and we've always said that.
Yep.
And there's a time and a place for everything. I mean, because there are some of those songs like the bro country things that sound great when you're sitting by the fire. You're like, this is. I mean, I'll hear like Cruise, and I'm like, this still feels good. Still feels like a Saturday night.
Yeah,
right.
In the right situation for sure. But a lot of these songs. In the 90s, 80s, 90s, early 2000s, and there's so much more. It seemed like work put into them.
Yes.
And when you put the work into it, the quality's there forever.
Without a shadow of a doubt. And I think a lot of that is a poignant lyric. For me, my music is my life. I'm just a big old wide open book. My grandfather said it best. He said, "Don't ever be someone you're not, or try to be someone you're not." He said, "You'll find yourself getting up in the morning and going, who do I have to be today? I forgot who I got to be today."
Yeah.
And so I just wrote songs out of my life and out of my life and experiences, and I still do the same thing. And so, gosh, yeah, I'm thankful to see it. I mean, we're working, man, and next year's going to be really, really busy. I'm like, oh no,
Here we go.
I hadn't been doing this for a while. So, yeah.
Our guest this week is Darryl Worley. So, all right, Darryl, this is part of the show where we call it Dealer's Choice. You get to request a song that you want, but you got to tell us a little something it means to you, a story, or.
Man, I would love to hear Randy Travis Digging Up Bones.
Oh yeah.
And I mean, so when I first started coming up here and I was writing for Rick Hall down in Fame. Muscle Shoals, that was my first real, gig as far as songwriting is concerned. But I was coming up here a lot, and I would come up and do the different. I'd go to the Palace and different places, But I was also writing with guys here and doing that stuff. So during the day I'd write songs, and at night I'd get out and sing and do things. And Randy was out one night, and I heard him do that song. And at the time, I was going through some things, and I thought, "Oh my God, that's incredible," But to be in the place and hear him do it live was pretty spectacular. So, yeah, that's a good one.
It's an honor to have the one and only Darryl Worley as our guest this week. He talked to us about the Tennessee River Run and the foundation and the Cancer Center and everything else. I think it's so great. You're such a big heart. Yeah,
man, we well, thank you for that, by the way. We did 20 years of the Tennessee River Run, and now there's a lot of talk about bringing it back. It was the original concert, that kind of made money for the foundation, and the foundation has done incredible. I mean, I never even dreamed of some of the things that. We're sitting on a big old endowment fund, and we're just still helping people all over the place. And it's grown outside of our region. It's not like that anymore. We built the Cancer Treatment Center in Savannah, Tennessee, which, everybody said that'll never happen. And people come from all over. And that's why we were able to pull it off, because it's kind of centrally located in the middle of nowhere.
Exactly.
And so people come from nowhere,
right?
and come. And they said, well, there's not going to be enough of a demand there. And the crazy thing is since the day it opened, there's never been an empty seat. As a matter of fact, most days they're sitting out in the hall in folding chairs taking chemo and this and that. And we're in the process of maybe bringing in a functional doctor, a more holistic kind of thing for people who – that would be me,
Something you would like. Is there if someone wants to donate, where can they go directly?
DarrylWorleyFoundation.com. It was we had all these different ones for a while, and we were able to get that original one back, and you can go straight there and make a donation, and every penny helps, man. And we're one of those organizations that somewhere up in the 90% of the the money goes to the cause.
Oh, that's the best.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Again, that's DarrylWorleyFoundation.com. Darryl Worley joining us this week on the show is he's just a peach. I mean, I can't think of a bigger song than Have You Forgotten. There are with you, and of course, Where Were You with Alan Jackson,
Toby Keith, with
Toby, American Song, and maybe Aaron Tippin.
Yeah.
And so, but that's a. I put you guys in a team. I put like country artists in like teams, and to me,
it's
you
like
guys
Team
are,
America.
That's you're
I
like
love
it. You're like Team America.
We should have one of those big round shields.
Just have American. Just have a star on it.
Absolutely.
How the enormity of that song.
You know, man, I'll be perfectly honest with you. At the time when it was happening, and for probably 10 years, I had no clue. I really didn't. I mean, I didn't. You know, who would have thought for a second that you'll be working off of this song for 20 more years? Never thought that, and it still goes on. And I mean, I think now it's just a piece of history, and we're blessed. You know, every 4th of July, every Veterans Day, every Memorial Day, you know, we get really good gigs, and I'm thankful for that. But you know, Wynn and I sat down when I came home from the very first journey to the war zone, and we just wrote something very heartfelt. I mean, not that we didn't spend a little time, you know, tweaking and putting a little edge on it, you know, paying attention to certain lines, get people stirred up, you know, on both sides.
Yeah.
Which there should, with that song, there shouldn't be two sides because there's nothing. I
Right.
mean,
It's our side.
It's exactly. It's just to honor our veterans and our military and our first responders. I mean,
And, you know, I love the way it's even nobody really talks about this, but the production on it still sounds current. It still sounds like it belongs on the radio.
We talked about that, you know, with the slide guitar and stuff. I said, you know, let's kind of bring in some of those old Southern rock and roll vibe things that never get old, and 25 years down the road, it'll sound like, oh, there's Have You Forgotten?
It still does.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, we're just, but it was just a monster blessing, man. And I mean, I don't deserve that. None of us deserve that. You know, things like that come along because that's just the way it's supposed to be, and I'm thankful for it. You know, people say, how did y'all ever plan all? I said, we didn't plan anything, man. I played it at the Opry, and it was over. It killed we had a brand new album out, and it was like, okay, we got to go back in and restructure this out. It was terrible. I mean, a lot of things that people don't know. A thing like that happens, and there's a bunch of blessings, but there's some curses, too.
Yeah, for sure. Darryl Worley is our guest this week on the show. All right, I don't think I've ever asked you this. Maybe I have. But when I think of you, I think of a couple of things. One of them is the Playgirl thing.
Oh, boy.
Do you ever regret doing that?
Yeah, most every day. Yeah.
But it wasn't like you weren't naked.
No, well,
It was
I
just
was the most naked of any of the country people that ever did it.
But
and-
you were like a stud, a stallion.
Well, I appreciate that. I just, you know, I had a vision of what my life was going to be like for you know, from here on out at that time, and as we all know, you know, that all changes.
You're like you're the last person I thought would do that.
Well, it was a absolute part of a plan that they were all putting together. You know, that the bottom line is we went over to 903 to do that record thing with Neil. By the way,
Neil McCoy.
that record's getting ready to be re-released, as a matter of fact.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, the Here and Now one. And the girl that was running the label said, you know, and my manager, we had a female partner in the management company, and she said the exact same thing. You got all these guys, huge fan base of guy followers because they love what you do and all this.
Yeah,
But these gals don't really even know who you are, and we need to make a splash. Well, we damn sure did. We dropped it right in the deep end.
Do you mind signing Bubba's copy?
No, I'm fine with it.
Okay.
I mean, you know, if there's enough left of it, you know.
Darryl Worley, the one and only, joining us in the studio
We hope.
for this week. Good day to run, man. What a fun. I think a lot of people related to this. I mean, who had never thought about? I think I'm gonna roll on out and hit it. You know.
Absolutely, man. Again, that's one of those videos too that I absolutely loved, and it went to #1 so fast on the video thing. And there's a funny story about that.
That's the one with our Jeep, right?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I bought that Jeep, and then it blew up real quick after I bought it, and the guy said, "I'll buy it back," and so I sold it back to him. But Shelley Wright was a huge fan of that song, and they literally took their eye off the ball over the 4th of July weekend and lost that song. It was just doing great, and it was climbing into the top 10. Was, who knows what she calls up Scott Borchetta because they kind of had a relationship, as far as friends are concerned, and had done some work together. Said, and Scott, he was the head of promotion over there, but he probably had nothing to do with it. They had their assignments. They just didn't carry them out. And but she called him up and said, "How's it feel to lose the Song of the Year over the 4th of July weekend?" But it has been.
Don't feel bad for Scott. I think he's fine.
No, he's good.
He's all right.
But it has been a really good song for us too. We get tons of requests, so I usually just wind up opening the show with it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, because somebody's going to be screaming "Good Day to Run."
Yeah, might as well get it out of the way.
Exactly.
Darryl Worley, our guest this week. You've done so much for our troops, and thank you for that. And those who have put on the uniforms, thank you for your service. So many places you've gone into the USO to play. Do you ever have a thing you're like, I don't think this is good. I don't think we should be here.
Well, see, we didn't just travel with USO. A lot of times we would have a USO affiliation, but most of our journeys into the war zone were with the Sergeant Major of the Army, SMA. So his job is to go where the business is getting done and find out what those people need in that spot, and then go back to Washington and make sure they get it. And so we had a lot of those moments.
So you're like, this is like kind of raw areas.
Yes.
Rough.
Yeah. If you haven't seen my documentary.
Fobs, like out in the middle of nowhere?
Oh, fobs are usually pretty good size. We'd go things they call cops, and even just like a small base camp in a side of a village with Navy SEALs and Special Forces. We have been to a lot of places that people. I mean, I even get in discussions with military guys, and they'll be going, "Oh, you didn't come where we were. Nobody came where we were." And I'm like, "Where were you?" And I'll start describing the place to them. They're like, "Oh my God,
you were there."
we did it a lot, and I'm thankful, man. I got into that so much, I would have never said no to any. I'll tell you something else. We've been to places outside of those war zones. For instance, the southern islands of the Philippines, there's horrible, like terrorist camps and stuff there, and we keep a presence there because of that with our military. We've lost some guys down there, and we've gone down there. I think they said we were probably maybe the only one that ever came, and we've done that in Honduras and many other places. So, yeah, we just go wherever.
Why do I have in my head you as the star of the greatest beer run ever? Have you seen that movie? I totally see it. Darryl Worley in the greatest beer run ever.
That's awesome.
Darryl Worley joining us this week on the show. Another #1 for you, and I Miss My Friend back in early 2000s. But you didn't write this, right?
I did not.
It came to you, yeah.
That was the biggest song for me that I had that I did not write myself. It was my first #1 single, and but I will say I'm pretty sure because of someone I was pretty close to that those songwriters knew about something that had gone on in my life. Pretty not very in the near past, if you will. And it felt very tailored for me, and was a song that I had some. It was a struggle at first to digest it and then get it to a place in my head. And I still there's nights when I just have to disconnect from it and just
gets a little too personal.
Get it done, and then I mean, it'll catch up with me from now and then, and so yeah, it's. I love a song. I would cut outside songs all day long if they all had that kind of connection for me personally.
Yeah. Darryl Worley, been a pleasure.
Man, yeah.
It's been you're one of those guys that you are what you are, and some people get it and some people don't.
That's right.
And that's okay.
Yep, it is.
At least they know who you are.
Yeah, I mean, if they ever get to know me, it'll always be the same.
That's right. It's never going to change. You can find out more about touring and music. Go to DarrylWorley.com.
And check out our podcast. That's Sounds Like Life with Darryl Worley, and that thing's growing like crazy.
I keep seeing it, man.
Yeah.
It keeps popping up. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
The one and only Darryl Worley.
With Big D and Bubba.